All right, welcome back. Welcome to part 2, and we're going to start here with Crumble Zone. That was a name that my wife came up with, and I absolutely love it. This is actually the left hand of Devastator. It's the one that Hightower comes down and slams into. It's a treaded vehicle with a bucket on the front. This vehicle is not so much movie accurate as I want it to be. But I just couldn't find anything remotely close to what I was looking for. This is actually a Hot Wheels vehicle where I transplanted some Rampage treads on it to give me the treads. These buckets here are actually from the original Devastator toy that I salvaged and took off. Oh, I forgot about other connector points, connects. You can see these kind of garish looking things here. I hadn't discovered the Lego bits yet. I wish I had at the time, but it's too late now and I'm not going to change it. So, and it, obviously under here, it's kind of ugly and kind of a mess. And you can already see some, maybe not. Maybe that isn't scraping off as nearly as bad. It's kind of ugly under here, but you don't see it. It goes up underneath Hightower and we'll get there. So these just attach by magnets, and I want to make special mention here that I've got Cybertronian symbols on every vehicle except for Overload, but that ticks me off and I completely forgot about it. This guy actually had fallen off my table that I'm actually on right now, and one of these bits in here broke, and I was just livid. I was pissed, and it really set my project back. It happened about a year ago, maybe a little under a year ago. And I needed some extra treads, and I didn't want to go out and buy another figure for $10 full. And I couldn't find any Rampages around. Hasbro Toy Shop had them for $12.99. I'm like, that's not worth it. So I just posted on TFW 2005, their Junkion exchange, and NC Starscream actually came to my rescue. And I gave him kind of a little bit of a nod there. I'm sorry, I completely forgot if I don't know if I said it or not, but Frenzy Rumble, he's the one who actually printed my decals for me. I designed them all up, measured them all up, and I sent Frenzy Rumble this ridiculous Excel spreadsheet with just crazy amounts of detail, color, size, width, how much you couldn't go, how much it had to be. Insane. I went on the different paint websites to get a paint color match dot or swatch in order to... I would show you on the video, but that's super low production quality, taking it over to the computer and showing you, but ask Frenzy Rumble. He'll tell you, and I do appreciate and thank him for dealing with me as I called him several times, just getting updates, seeing where we were, and probably bugged him more than I needed to, but I was kind of in the mood and gung-ho about the project at the time. So we already got these off. This comes off right here. Had to, of course, put some guide rails in to actually look like maybe some extensions of the pipes. This is just to keep it centered. That becomes his thumb, if you will. Then here we want to pop the treads off on this guy. Okay? If I start being quiet during my videos, it's because I'm concentrating. They pop up like this, and this is basically what this guy's ready to go and ready to be put onto Hightower. Alright, next, easy one. Long haul. Sorry, paint chips and sand. Long haul here was a lot of fun because actually underneath here is the original Supreme class long haul, which was tiny. And this was what really bugged me about the figure, was how small long haul was in comparison with the giant Mixmaster Vortex drum. That really upset me. This is one of the drivers for the whole project. But the transformation of this guy is a lot of fun, in my opinion. Everything's, well, not everything, but it's a lot of fun. So first, take the grill off. And then as you can see under here, you can see right in there, that's the width right there. That's the old headlights of the old Supreme long haul figure. As you can see, I put the clip in here for this guy, and I shelled the Voyager class long haul over top of the Supreme class. So you can see how I shelled him over top of here. This right here is a hinge, a door hinge. I know, primitive, but there it is. Screw. Don't look at that. But the hinge opens up in order for me to get access to the combiner port. Okay, so getting him transformed, I'm going to put this back down so that it's out of the way. You just obviously you pick that up. Just this, it transforms basically the same way as Supreme. Comes in, clicks. Obviously, I'm sorry if you can't see it, right. Right there, clicks there. Then, in order for the wheels to clear, see obviously right here, this is the Supreme, the wheels actually made contact. So in order to alleviate that, I put these on slides, pull them out, and then it just glides right past, gets in place, and then I put them back. Just like that. Then this comes down, pop, there it is. Now, as you can see, this little detail here, got some energon hit, some purple with some green, bullet hole or missile hole or something, I don't know. It's leaking all the way down, clear down to here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not flipping you guys off intentionally, that's just the way I point, sorry. There, maybe you saw it, I don't know. Then, in order to form the toes, which these will go on later, but it just folds up, goes into there. I have just a little screw in here and magnets on the front. They don't need to move, who cares? They just stay put anyway. So, goes on just like that. There's the foot. Bigger, wider, beefier, in scale-ish. The type of dump truck that Voyager Long Haul used was actually not the dump truck that they used in the movie. This one is much, much bigger, almost about a quarter the size of Scavenger. But the actual movie was not that much bigger than Mixmaster. In this case, that's actually the case. So I'm going to get this off to the side. Let's move on to Mixmaster, I guess. This one was also a lot of fun to put together because this right here, this grill, I hated the original grill. I hated it. I thought it sucked. It didn't look like Mac. They had these stupid headlights on the top. It's just a shame because they really had an opportunity to make it look like a Mack truck, but of course licensing and whatever, I understand. Whoa, we got a little bit of a mix-up here, don't we? There we go. Get some of that concrete detailing. Just sand ballast from railroad modeling, glued down with wood glue, painted gray, washed in black, some more glue and lacquer to kind of bind it together, and another dry brush of some light gray to get that concrete effect. And then if you see up in here, I'm not sure if that's really in focus or not. I hope so. Otherwise these videos are a giant waste. But you can see the little swirls I got going on here to make it look like the drum rotates, and so as the concrete kind of flows over, that's what I got going on there. So many decals on this guy too. Oh my gosh. I mean, you got the number, the identification number underneath the door. You got the Mac. I don't know if you can really see that or not, but it's there. It's covered in dirt. The 654-681, that's on there. Mac, this little middle section here is actually from movie 2007 Payload. He donated some parts for this project. The wheels, of course, these weren't here on the original toy. I took off the toolbox, or whatever the heck, the control box. I took that off in favor of a third axle, and I want to give credit to Moy for kind of, from the 2005 TFW boards, he kind of pushed me in that direction to do it. I decided against it, but then he did something and he just kind of convinced me. So I went that direction. Used the A-clad chrome in order to chrome this thing out. I did this on purpose. I put the Decepticon logo lower here, and I put it higher here. That's in order to make it look like it rotates. It's not symmetrical. Plus, that would split right here, and in Devastator mode, that would just look terrible, and I would really be upset about that. Got about 4 minutes here. So in order to transform this guy into what he needs to be, this just goes down here like that, like you saw earlier. This can come down, it doesn't have to, but this clicks open. Uh-oh, another secret. What do we got? So just, you pop that open. I got another weapon in there. It's neat storage area, finding spots, dead space. That was big part of this project that I loved working on. The engineering part and building, I could do that all day. Painting, that sucks. I got bored with it. It was more of a chore to me after a while. Maybe it was because I pushed myself too hard. I don't know. So get the weapon out of here. Get the other half off, and these split into their individual pieces, and those will all go on to Devastator. I don't want them to be in the shot later, but I also want to find them. Get the weapon out of the way. Obviously, I also moved these wheels out too because they were way too far in. That bugged me. I know they're thin, I know, but I like having them out further. Otherwise, the blueprint on the bottom just looked real goofy. That's my opinion, and that's the route I took. So this just kind of transforms basically the same way that, and if something pops off, don't blame me, blame Hasbro on these guys. Though I am doing things that are a little bit different than what they had intended, I suppose. This grill, I found that if you just unscrew it and shave the pegs down a little bit, pops right down. This comes off for later. And it gives me an opportunity to take this down and turn it around and make it even more movie accurate. We'll get there when we transform Devastator. These guys kind of, I always forget how to twist these in order to get it good enough. They just transform just like that. You want to get, or I want to get, this here. Ugh, things are in the way. Oh, duh, that's why. These things have to come off. See? I get all nervous and I don't know what I'm doing. These come off and go off to the side here. This comes down, gets out of the way, that way I can push these up. Whoops, way off camera. Again, sorry. And then this can just be put back. That's okay. And then now, this is going to be ready for, now it's ready for Devastator mode, except when I have to do this. Gotta do that. And here's some plugs for some wires, and these videos are going to take forever. Alright, we'll be back for part 3.